Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Julie with Bookshelf by Julie. Today we're making some of these pretty things. I did give a preview a while back, showing them. But today we're going to make them. I've got a couple. Now this was together and I just cut it apart and I thought, don't do that. Wait till you get on video. Anyways, so this was one piece and I had it in a hoop because it's easier to do that way. So when you're doing these, you would get your shape that you need, right, for whatever piece you're going to put it in, and you draw it on your fabric with something. I use those heat erasable pens because they're just convenient and they work really great. Anyways, I use those. So this one actually has a piece that goes on it, so that's a really good thing to trace around. This glass piece, I don't use these on the actual piece because, well, they break. Some of them came in the shipment broken. Anyways, so you can get this shape, right? And on this one, it didn't have a top piece, so I just kind of did that. What I did was, let me show you what I did. I took a piece of scrap, whatever, and then I place this on there, and then I just press it. If you press it really good and hard, you'll get that shape there, and just cut that out. And that's going to be your back piece. You need a back piece to put things together. Let me see if this one's going to fit. It looked like it was going to be snug. Oh, it's fine. Now I'm going to have to get something to get it back out. But yeah, you just need that piece to put your piece on. A lot of pieces here. Okay, so what we're going to do is, again, get this back out of there. We've got these, put them to the side. We're going to need, what I do is I use some felt. I have some scrap pieces of felt, and this needs to be the same size as this. The piece that you're putting on top of it's going to need to be bigger to go around it, right? But this piece, the felt, is just there for that little bit of cushion, right? Make it a little more dimensional, so it's really, cool. Excuse my big scissors, but they're my fabric scissors, so I use them on fabric. They do really well that way. So just go around this and get it the same size, right? And get right around there. Just keep turning the cardstock. This is a heavier weight cardstock. Not real heavy, but it's heavier-ish, So you need that shape, and that won't work. And you need this shape. You can double up. You can do 2 or 3 layers if you want. You will need more room on your fabric if you do that. But, just saying. Just cut these out, whatever shape you're using. I'm just doing these 2, but I think they're a good, example of different ones you can get. This one's pretty big. I think I'm going to get some that are just a touch smaller, but I kind of like the look of them, and I think they'll be really pretty on journals, or heck, you could wear this as a necklace. I mean, really, it's a thing. So yeah, it's just itty bitty embroidery. It's not really that much smaller than what we do on our samplers and the things we've done on the, okay, so we've got that. It's not any smaller really than what we've done on here. I mean, same, that's a little bigger even. So it's not really itty bitty, it's just put into a small space. We'll put it that way. Okay, so we've got these, and what I want to do is go ahead and glue this this piece on here so it doesn't move around when I'm trying to do something, right? So there's that. Be still already. When you're trying to put this on, it can get a little bit tedious, and that's you know, something you don't want. So put it on there and just, you know, squash it down. Yep, same here. You just want it tacked down good. It doesn't have to be like severely glued down. Just tacked down so it doesn't move around. All right, stay. It's felt and I have dry hands, so sorry. It's liking me too much. Okay, so now you've got these ready. You've got these ready. You decide what you're going to put on there. So this one, I'm going to put this yellow one on because I don't have a yellow one. I have a yellow one up here, but I don't have a yellow one in my smaller pieces here. So I'm going to put this yellow flower on here. To do that, I'm going to turn it over and put this here. And I'm going to give myself at least a quarter of an inch. I would go half an inch. If you got half an inch of fabric, do half an inch. Now on some of these, I did the thing where you do the running stitch around and pull it tight and all that. That's fine if you want to do that, but it's a lot easier to just glue the thing down. I mean, it's fabric to cardstock. Glue it down. That's what I'm showing you the easiest way because I experimented to see what would be the easiest way. And you have less bulk just gluing it down on the back. Well, on the back, right? Okay, so make sure you've got it centered on here, and you can see through the fabric. That's why I'm using the felt. So just hold it still, and you want all of that. Okay, and so we're just going to go around like so. Give yourself plenty of room because you want to have that. You want to have that security space, I guess, you know. And you can always trim it off when you're gluing it down and you got too much. That's fine. You can glue it, you can trim it, right? So then you wrap it around, and that's going to be so pretty. Oh, it's going to be so pretty. Okay, so the other one I'm going to do here. Now this one is the, it's the blanket stitch, the circular blanket stitch. What did we call that? I don't know right now. But anyways, that's the one we're going to do here, if I can get this on here. Yeah. So we'll need all of this over here and give myself plenty of room as much as possible. I don't know if that's enough room over here. I may have to do this on a small one, but we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. I want it centered-ish. There's not enough space. Okay, that's the blanket one though. So, okay, let's see what we've got here. Give yourself more room. I didn't really give myself enough room on some of these because I was just putting them on the hoop. It looks like you've got plenty of room, you know. But when you get down to it, it makes your decision for you on if you're going to put this in a big one or a little one, right? So I can see through the fabric. I don't know if you can or not, but I can see through the fabric. And I want to make sure I've got enough to do what I need to do and not have grief on camera because that can be a problem. Okay, we're going to do this nice pink one here. And I'm going to just trim around, get some of these edges off because I know I won't need those. And around there. You mostly want a circle-ish, right? Oval-ish, circle-ish, right? Something like that. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get this centered on here. I hope you can see. we'll get this centered on there and hold it still and put some glue in there, dude, so that it's not going to be moving around on you. I'm trying to tell you the easiest way, easiest way that I've found to do them. So that's what I'm showing you. I want that to be still, okay? And on this one, same thing. We're going to make it be still. Get it centered. This is a smaller space we're working with, so we definitely want it to just be still. Just get some glue in there. Give it a few minutes to catch. And if you put the glue right under the flower, it's not going to show anywhere. It won't bleed through your fabric because it's under the flower, right? This is the woven rose one. This is the woven rose. I was going to do that other one, but I don't think it's big enough to do the larger one. And I definitely wanted yellow for the little one because I don't have a yellow one. I'm just trying to be, weird. But anyways, here we go. All right. So far, so good, right? Cut out your shapes. I showed you how to do that. Cut your felt to go on it. Showed you how to do that. And now we've got this tacked on. So what we're going to do next is go around with our scissors, and we're just going to do this, like so. And we're going to glue it down. You're going right up almost to the piece, but not quite, okay? Close-ish. Okay. And we're just going to start gluing it down. These are really, really easy. Once you figure out what to do with them, and how you want it to do all these things, it's really easy to start just gluing them down. And it's just, they're so pretty when you put them together. Just give yourself a little glue. Take your time. There's no hurry. There's no hurry. There's no hurry. Take your time and get everything the way you want it to be, all right? Little glue at a time. Just simply pull that over. Push it in so that you don't have anything poking out over here, right? So you just want to get everything smooth on the edge. Okay, just simply going around, pulling it in, just checking your edge. Get a little more glue there. You can smudge it out if you want to, but it's not really necessary on this because all this is going to be on the back. This will never be seen again in public. I mean, it's going to be inside the doohickey. I'm being very technical today, just so you know. Just so you know. Okay. There. Now you see on these ones, they are a little shorter, but you can still pull them around there and get them tucked in just right. And you may need to do a clip or something on them just to make sure that they're on there and not giving you problems. But isn't that pretty? I mean, already, even if you weren't putting it in a metal piece, you could use that and, do whatever you want. That's pretty. You could put a back on it, like the cardstock that we just used or whatever cardstock you want, and then poke a hole and hang it that way. You don't have to have one of these to do that, okay? So I'm going to let that settle, and then we'll put it in there. So while that's settling, we're going to do this one. Same thing again. We're just going to snip and snip and snip all the way around. This one's a little bigger. Doesn't mean it's easier. Just, you know, just more stuff to do. Again, you could do this like I was suggesting. If you don't want to use the metal pieces, maybe your budget doesn't include those. They're not that expensive, but you know, I'm just saying, I know what that gets like. Just put a piece on the back of, you could do another one of these and put them on the back them to each other. That would be awesome. Or just some cardstock and put the back, poke a hole. I mean, really, it's fabric. It'll be fine. It'll hold. Okay, let's get a good start here. Okay. There. And there. Just remember to smooth out your edges as you go so that you don't have a whole lot poking out, because it's going to fit pretty snug once you get your shape in there, right? Okay. But yeah, that would be really pretty too, to do those. Just have them as a fabric piece. That would be really pretty. And we did those, the embroidered charms, where we had, we did them on lace and on the bias ribbon, all that. That was really nice. Those were pretty. So, lots of options, really. Guys, there's so many things you can do with this kind of thing. So, and wouldn't they make just a beautiful gift? Once you know how to make them. The world is your oyster. Or whatever. They used to say that a long time ago. I don't know why somebody would want the world to be an oyster, but okay. More make it the world is your pearl. You know, I don't know. I'm just being silly now. You have to ignore me. Okay. All right. Just making sure on those, on the edge, that you've got it not poking out, right? Okay. But yeah, you've got plenty of room back here to put plenty of glue. There's no, you know, glue police saying you can't. Nobody's going to see it. It will be hidden forever. It will. Because, yeah. Now, there you go. Get some glue off my fingers. And then I'm going to do this, sort of press that edge a little bit. But isn't that pretty? Okay. And that'll go right in there. Really pretty. Or it could go the other way around. I don't know. Whichever way. I did some smaller ones up here, smaller roses, and then I put the stems and such because, you know, I was experimenting with a lot of different things. For these, I did just do the big roses because they're quick and easy, right? I mean, they're easy. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put some glue on this, but we're going to put glue in here as well so that if we missed a spot, we've got it covered here. You do have to watch, you want the, you know, the edges and stuff, but you do have to watch if your glue squidges out to get that off, because it can make a wet spot on the outside of your piece. Okay, just a goodly amount of glue. Now I'm using the Barely Arts, but art glitter will do this. Just take your fingernail and press it in there, or you can take a pokey tool or whatever you want to use and just give it a good press in. Bone folder, I may grab mine in a minute. just so that it gets right down in there, because you want it inside the, what do they call these, cabochon? Anyways, inside the thing, right? So you just want the edge right down in there. And yeah, just, you don't want it poking over, that's for sure. Yeah, just right down in there. Okay. Give it a good press around. And voila. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. Get over there with your sisters now. Okay. These ones are kind of easier because they're bigger. What's up with that? My thing's trying to be weird with me here now. Okay. When you're squashing them around, I guess you can muff them up. Okay. All right. So let's get this one in here. Again, we're going to go around, make sure we get our edge really good. And just around here. And through that. Okay. Now, do I want it this way or do I want it this way? I want it this way. So I'm just going to sit it right down in there. This one will fit exactly in. Now, if you have a Cricut, you can measure and it'll cut out your shapes for you, which is fine. If you don't, though, just do it the way I showed you. And, you know, get that shape. If you make that impression, you've got the shape. And then you're just good to go. There we are. It's that easy. And they're not coming out of there. Believe me, they are not coming out of there once they're dry. These ones are all in there solid. So we did this one and this one. Is that just a beautiful little array of thingies, right? Yeah. So this is one of those times I have to say it. Go make something pretty today, because these are so pretty. All right, and you've got so many stitches to make something pretty with. So go make something pretty today. You guys take care. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. TTFN.